What's up, and welcome to the Rise or Fall Top Rookies of 2020 Fantasy Football Season. Down below in the description section, there's a free 80-page report with over 180 player blurbs and 200 plus projections, completely free in the website below. Go ahead and grab that. Let's get to work. First and foremost, of course, this one is to nobody's surprise. It's Clyde Edwards Hilaire, and he is my number one rookie running back of 2020. And that's because of the upside. I mean, my word, he could not have landed in a better spot on one of the league's best offenses, potentially the league's best offenses. And I understand they scored 50 less points than the Baltimore Ravens in 2019, but I think a lot of that had to do with Patrick Mahomes being gone for 3 games. This offense is going to take a step forward. Should the new 10-year, $450 million man, Patrick Mahomes, stay healthy, the entire offense is going to be firing on all cylinders. And Clyde Edwards-Hilaire is the type of dynamic running back that the Chiefs need and sorely missed last season after they lost Kareem Hunt, after he was traded away to the Browns, more accurately. And I think that CEH is going to potentially find a notable role in between the 20s and in the short passing game right off the bat. And I think that as the season goes, he will be relied more upon to, get down dirty in the muck and mire inside the red zone and do a little bit more pass blocking and earn a little bit more sizable role out of backfield. I think currently at the beginning of the year, Damien Williams will be the starter because they're going to want to keep Patrick Mahomes upright. That's the first thing they're always going to worry about on every single play. And Damien Williams is a solid pass blocker. So Clyde Edwards-Hilaire is going to have to earn his way onto the field through his dynamic playmaking ability, and he has that in spades. I think that it's only a matter of time. He's potentially going to be one of those players that you can trade for in the middle of the season if you're in a redraft league because the owner drafted him thinking they're going to get this killer rookie right off the bat. And if he doesn't perform right away, you can go out there and grab him from a salty owner. And then when he steals the role in the second half of the year, when he finally becomes a little bit better with pass blocking, understands the playbook a little bit more, and becomes the primary running back, you have yourself a league-winning upside type player at the running back position, and you probably got him at a bargain. I think that the sky is the limit for this kid, and I firmly have him as my number one ranked rookie running back. Another running back I think is due for a pretty solid upside type season will be Cam Akers. And, this comes down to the fact that I think he slides into a spot where his competition is Darrell Henderson, who had 39 carries for 147 yards, pedestrian yards per carry under 4. And he did not look special, did not look that good. And Cam Akers was a second-round pick. He was a 20th overall pick. I think that the Rams invested into him early in the draft like that on day 2 because they had plans to make him the bell cow running back. And Cam Akers can play that role. He's pretty good at every single thing, including pass blocking, and I think that in 2020 we actually see him taking over this job as the at least 1A to the 1B Darrell Henderson. I think he takes over pretty early in this Rams backfield, likely a little bit earlier than we see Clyde Edwards-Hilaire, who is our number one running back. And he's there because his upside is just much better in that offense. Now, Cam Akers, I think, sees his opportunity quicker than CEH, and I think that Akers probably is the safer choice. The offensive line was the number one ranked in pass pro last year, but they weren't that great in rush blocking at just 19th in 2019. But I think a lot of that had to do with just the scheme, the type of offense they were running. If you look at the last 5 weeks, it was a lot better when they ran 2 tight end sets, which I think they start the year off again. We have talked about that in the past in our top 3 breakout players at each position when we were talking about Tyler Higbee. And while I do have a very conservative projection of Cam Akers with 711.6 rushing yards, 252.5 receiving yards, and 7 total touchdowns, I think that is likely his floor. I really don't think Darrell Henderson does much more than being a pass blocker a few weeks into the season. I think Cam Akers seizes this job early and just takes off from there. If you're going purely based on security and having opportunity, I think Cam Akers is the better choice over Clyde Edwards-Hilaire, but we mostly should be drafting for pure upside in fantasy football. From week to week, season to season, everything should always be looked at in upside terms, and I guess part of my DFS is showing when I go down this route, but Cam Akers, man, a little bit safer. Clyde Edwards-Hilaire might have a wider range of outcomes, but boy, is his ceiling much higher. All right, the next running back, Jonathan Taylor for the Indianapolis Colts, is likely the best all-around runner out of this draft class, and he was the 41st pick for the Colts. He racked up over 2,000 yards rushing in back-to-back seasons at Wisconsin, and he legitimately looks like the real deal. And we've seen Wisconsin running backs come out looking very similar to Jonathan Taylor, but my word, he looks so darn good. People are concerned about pass-catching ability. I am not. We have seen in different scouts through the offseason and people who have talked about his collegiate career who have said that, Jonathan Taylor could be a little bit better at catching the football. He just was not asked to due to the scheme that Wisconsin was running. My concern has nothing to do with Jonathan Taylor's talent. Again, I think he's the best running back coming out of the class. The issue here is going to be the fact that the Colts still have Marlon Mack, who did look decent last year. He ran for 1,091 yards on 247 carries. He had 8 touchdowns, and there was room for more. And I think the offensive line made Marlon Mack look a little bit better than what his statistics showed. And I think that we likely see if Jonathan Taylor were to get those 247 carries this year, he would have a much better season. But the issue is, he's not. Neither of them are going to get 200 carries. I think this is a very, very down-the-middle split backfield, and we likely won't see either one of them taking a massive step forward unless the other one gets hurt. So back to the Cam Akers discussion where we were talking about safer floor. I think that Akers might have a clearer line to having a full 250-plus touch season. Clearer path, I should say. Now, Jonathan Taylor, I think, has the higher upside. His upside is much closer to Clyde Edwards Hilaire than it is Cam Akers. Although it just depends on what you're drafting for and what type of format. I think that Jonathan Taylor has the touchdown equity upside. I think he has the yardage rushing upside. But the opportunity is going to be very difficult to carve out. Now, we've seen Mack get injured on and off through his career. There's a chance that Marlon Mack gets injured again in 2020, and we don't know, and nor can we project that. But if it does happen, Jonathan Taylor has the upside to win you your fantasy football league, and those are the types of players that I prefer to draft in. Now, if we're looking forward, dynasty leagues, oh my goodness. I mean, Jonathan Taylor might potentially be a better pick than Clyde Edwards Hilaire because in 2021, Marlon Mack is an unrestricted free agent. The Colts, he's gone, man. They're going to send him. They're going to send him on his own merry way, and there's no reason why they would keep him around or pay him. They can use the rookie salary scale of Jonathan Taylor. Go out and get another complimentary type veteran running back to be his role player type running back or like a breather back coming out of the backfield in 2021. And I think that's really what the Colts are going to end up doing. So I think that Jonathan Taylor, behind the best offensive line in football in 2021, is likely going to be a top 6 to 8 type running back. Truly, that's how good I think he is. That's how good his position is in. But in the 2020 redraft leagues, you're going to hope for an injury here. I guess you're just hoping for the opportunity for more touches. Maybe you're not hoping for people to get hurt, but the path is the same. You're hoping somehow, some way, Jonathan Taylor finds many more opportunities than he's going to start the season with. All right, again, down below in the description section, there's the teamriserfall.com. It's the NFL reports. The website is there if you'd like to take a look through it. You can check out all of our stuff, including daily fantasy sports. We have content for everything. And if you want to, go ahead and follow me on Twitter at DFSNDonuts, and you can hit me up on YouTube, same exact handle, DFS and Donuts, and I made it easy for you. If you're watching on YouTube right now, please, by all means, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Both things help me out. And if you are supporting me on Spotify or iTunes or any of those other podcast platforms, by all means, hit that sub button, and please drop a 5-star rating. A little review is nice. Those types of things go a long way for free daily content. All right, my friends, together we rise or fall.